I'm inside. Ooh, stinks of beer and cheesy feet.
It's no surprise that Watch Dogs 2's Marcus is pretty handy with tech. Here are our favourite 6 bits of in-game gadgetry that already exist IRL. Being an achingly zeitgeist countercultural type, Marcus is probably not going to want to slum it with these rather passé shotguns, 9s and SMGs that he can pluck from the bodies of slain foes. His solution? DedSec's fully loaded, whimsically decorated solid box 3D printer, which, for a price, can turn out a range of fully formed death machines in a matter of seconds. Thankfully, it's not quite that easy in real life. Prototype printable firearms do exist, but they lack durability, require assembly after fabrication, and can only hold one shot. In other words, you're unlikely to be able to knock up a fully functioning assault weapon in the comfort of your own home anytime soon.
We gotta get these hackers somewhere safe.
They aren't hackers, Devin. They're just script kiddies.
During one early mission, DedSec uses a simple soundboard of rapper Bobo Dakes to dupe a 100% completely fictitious price-gouging pharmaceutical millionaire into parting with a large sum of money. Soundboards are nothing new, but today's reality is actually far more impressive. With Adobe's upcoming Voco software able to synthesize any words or phrases you feed it based on a 20-minute sample of your subject's voice.
Hackers love a challenge.
Marcus makes great use of vehicle hacking in Watch Dogs 2, using it to push slow drivers out of the way, stop cop cars in their tracks, or turn parked vehicles into offensive weapons. Impressively, it also gets a place on this list. As modern cars become more connected, intelligent, and reliant on drive-by-wire systems, the potential for hackers to take control of them grows. There have already been exploits discovered in major brand cars that allow remote manipulation of, well, everything, including transmission, steering, and braking. Luckily, Big Auto has the money to spend on staying one step ahead of the black hats, or at least only a few steps behind, so you'll probably have to be a pretty big deal before anyone tries to send you off the freeway. Or at least, well, driving really slowly.
A few years ago, this broken-ass system marked me as a criminal risk. And now, with CTOS, it's everywhere.
DedSec's highest priority is taking down CTOS, the privacy-invading, crime-fighting supercomputer network that runs infrastructure and law enforcement in San Fran and other cities. Okay, so we're not quite there yet, but the levels of monitoring that are going on now could definitely enable such a system in the future. Technology is able to reach further into our lives every day, so, aside from making coordinated terrorism nigh on impossible for all but the elitist of hackers, it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out.
See how far you get with dead servers, loser.
Drones are everywhere these days, literally, and you can't keep them out. They're smaller than people, can often fly, and offer the chance to stay at a safe distance while committing various mischiefs. Couple this increasingly affordable tech with improvements in artificial intelligence and, well, it's not hard to see where this could go. On the flip side of the coin, the US Navy is currently developing its Locust system that will use swarms of networked fixed-wing drones that can move and think as one during offensive and defensive operations.
Do you think my friend's mask is hot or creepy?
Both.
You staying for another cup of coffee?
In-game, blowing up an electronic junction box is as simple as a few clicks and keystrokes, and it's good night nearby private security contractor. The reality is a lot more complicated, but no less impressive. Back in 2009, the US government was able to use a computer virus known as Stuxnet to physically break Iranian centrifuges, which it believed were being used to enrich uranium for use in weapons. The code had to be smuggled into the facility via old-fashioned human tradecraft, but once inside it sought out the centrifuge control hardware all on its own, before instructing it to increase and decrease rotational speeds in a pattern that would end up breaking the machines. It also somehow infected many thousands of other computers around the world. So, the moral of the story is to keep your antivirus software up to date, especially if you're the commander of a top-echelon military research facility, but also if you own a blender you really like. For a limited time, Watch Dogs 2 is free when you get game ready with a GeForce GTX 1080 or 1070 graphics card or powered notebooks.